signs you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is October 19, 2022. It is 3:38 a.m. This is video number 2. That was the last prayer that I did on video 1. Let's go back on Twitter, and that was the last tweet. Let's continue with more tweets regarding Archetype. Okay, the new episode Archetype with Meghan is here. The guest star is Paris Hilton. I did not see that one coming. Yeah, I truly did not see that coming. Of all people, I did not think of Paris Hilton one bit. And you know what was kind of nice to where Meghan, both of them were a little bit, I will not say scared, more a little bit how will I say that, judgmental about her based on how the media portrayed her and how Paris Hilton sort of made people believe this is what she was. So I think Meghan was a bit reserved about that. And also in the podcast, I believe she said something, she wasn't looking for, what was it, gotcha moment, more of a got you moment. I think that's the way she put it. I don't fully remember, but reserve of each other's or something like that. You know, no matter how you may, you know, let me leave that alone. There she is. There's Meghan. That's a nice picture of Paris. Okay, there's that. The Spotify. Meghan talking in Spanish is the ginger out of mourning for that woman. Archetype. Okay, there's this. I like the way Meghan talk about her time on Deal or No Deal because people have called her names, including Bamboo, based on just the pictures from that time. This is the thing. This is the Archetype of things. Yeah. Meanwhile, guess what? It was paying bills. Alright, so people needs to differentiate. Majority of things that happen on TV is just to portray, to make you feel, see certain things, to use your senses. And this is what the British media have learned to do. Okay, portray certain things, put something in the facade, make you feel, see, and do things to influence you based on your opinion. This is why I've said the UK media is really good at. And for those who are new, go look at one of the videos that I did regarding how the media came about. I don't know how deep and detailed that I went, but it's true that when they didn't want black people to move up in social class, and then they see them, black people were mingling with poor whites. So to make sure black people stay at the bottom, okay, so to influence the mind, so even the poor whites, they don't want them to mingle with blacks, so they don't go and tell you this is, but they start putting pictures, images, talking negative about them on the media, the papers, the newspapers, drawing black people, in a negative way. So they influence people's mind through that, what you see, what you read, how you feel about them. So they target all of your senses, and then you yourself, as you're reading, not even experience the thing yourself, but based on what you just read, it target your emotion, and then you act on it. That's the thing. This is what the media is good about. Okay?
And racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in, was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
But the media is a...
The UK media, well, all of them, but the UK media tend to do it, well, not tend, they do, in a negative way, so they could control you in a sense. Okay, I didn't see this one coming. Interesting choice. Okay, I'm glad she decided to stop revealing who her guest will be ahead of time. The tabloid don't get the chance to dread up negativity ahead of the podcast. Yeah, that's another thing. I really didn't see that coming, that Paris Hilton was going to be there. And I think also, let me not say, okay, and it's further confirmed. Yeah, I was going to say maybe because she knows that, in other words, she improvised as she moved forward with certain things with her 3 or 4 podcasts already. She readjusts. So I'm pretty sure next season she probably not gonna say much at all. Who her maybe, I don't know, I'm always wrong on the way that they will be proceeding, but maybe it will be best just be surprised. Okay, and further confirm that the tabloid know nothing about what's going on in the Archwell camp until the Archwell discloses it. Alright, let's see this. Okay, Angela Levine has deadly hatred for Meghan Markle. She is a horrible woman who doesn't admit that an Afro descendant is part of the royal family. That's hers to deal with. Alright, all looks and no substance. Meghan is giving tips on you know who. She is good at throwing shades without naming names. Yep, that is true. Alright, Meghan names names. She's a bold woman. If she doesn't name you, you're not on her list yet. That's probably true too. Okay, neither did I, and what a pleasant surprise. I find a little piece of myself within all of the women featured on her podcast, and I can't wait to see who I relate to next week. Honestly, I really love and enjoy Meghan's podcast. Yeah, it makes you think. It makes you think. Listen to my first podcast of today's date, video 1. I went on and explained certain things that crossed my mind as I was listening to her. So her things make you think. That's the thing with her. Okay, me either. I think Kim K may be jealous somewhere. Nah, everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's doing their own thing. I will doubt that. I don't know. Okay, I think Kim K is trying to kill that persona. Then she shared how she passed the first phase of taking the bar exam after about 3 attempts. Okay, Kim is kicking ass, at least in her professional life. I won't underestimate her. Yeah, she's doing her own thing. If you want to buy on the facade, that's your problem. But I think it's just the thing that, hey, she's making money. People are watching. It's very sad. Well, it's not sad, but those who don't get it, they're blaming her and her mother and all of that. But when you look at where the mother came from, they didn't shine about it. She told you where she started, what she was doing. Okay, her past is her strength. Okay, she learned from that and said, I want something better. And she was able to carve her way into making more money. Okay, and she helped her kids learn into making money. This kind of thing. So I never hate on those people, but they're not interfering with my life. That's the thing I've always said about the Kardashian. They're making honest living. I don't watch them anymore. I don't have cable, but people are willing to watch, so they're creating content for you. All right, for those who wants to watch, but they're not putting a gun in your head to take your money. Hey, they're working hard. They make, I don't know what they've been doing, invent stuff or whatever it is, but they're making honest living. Okay, OMG. Good for her, but still, OMG. Me right now, where is my girl Isa? I have her in a GIF where was it Stay Mad? I love that GIF. Saving the best for last. Meghan, you are awesome. What? Well, this is a surprise. Yeah, I was very surprised. Just listening and love it. I love that women can reclaim their identity. Just listening and love it too. Sometimes it's very sad to see where majority of people are thinking the same thing. Okay, because of the connection, the lack of connection, it never been put on one space. And this is what was good with the British media. When you read newspapers, everybody's reading it and at their own respective little home, okay, their little box, okay, the information stay in their head, all right, but they never had a common spot where they discuss what was being written on the newspaper. And this is how toxic and how the British media have capitalized on that back then. But with social media, they can do that because everybody who sees something, look at, or was it in this video or the video before, they bring a screenshot of something. I don't read that paper, all right? So they bring it on social media in a common place where everybody's talking about it, and then to debunk the nonsense, all right? Whatever it is that they wrote about. So before, everybody in their respective place reading the newspaper at the comfort of their home, never discuss it outside. Well, I will not say never. Maybe they don't discuss it outside of their home to other people, where we say questioning it and say, wait a second, why this instead of that? Why you said this but not that? Why did you say it that way? Nobody questioned it. So the media, the UK media, got away with that before. No one was able to question them. So they thought they would be doing the same thing. So now with social media, people all over the world are questioning them. Why? Why do you see this is the way it is? Why do you see you have to bash Meghan 24/7? And little did we know, I don't read that thing, but we learned that, and one day they will write dozens of articles about her.
There's a huge amount of content published about Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They are good business. It's something crazy like 15,000 mentions of them online every day. So they are, particularly Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a really big business for the tabloids.
All of them are negative. How much can Meghan do that is so negative, where you have to create so much negative content about? These are the questions people need to question themselves. Meanwhile, Meghan is all quiet, doing her things privately, and when you know she does something, that's when she decided to make it public. Alright, so these are the things many people need to question themselves. Okay, Sam, totally surprised by her guest, had my own preconception about Paris, but after listening to Meghan's podcast, I have a newfound respect for her. Again, our girl Meghan and her team putting out another excellent podcast. I think that this podcast probably just boosts Paris Hilton a little bit further, because the media did portray her, but I didn't buy into it. I said that in my first video of today's date. At the beginning with The Simple Life, I think that's the name of the show that she played with Nicole Richie, they got me. They got me on that. But later on took repetition of things, and I was like, how could this be? And I started questioning things, and I never really buy into it. I never really buy into it after a while. But at the beginning, they did get me. Because when they say reality TV, I'm thinking they're showing me things that is really truly happening. But instead, they were framing it in a way for me to buy into it. And they got me. The same way the UK media got me. The royal family got me. But two things, I question things. Okay, people quibble about the difference between stereotypes and archetypes. But I think the women Meghan interview are archetypes who have been pigeonholed into the stereotype they discuss. Certainly the case with Paris Hilton. Okay, me neither. With Paris Hilton, I would say that she knew it was something she was playing into. In my humble opinion, by playing that role for a very long time, and it was hard for her to get out of it. And this is why sometimes I've said also some actors don't play certain roles, because acting sometimes takes really transform people. It makes people become that particular character. So certain people, when they realize they have a standard, they say, I'm not gonna play this, but if it's not gonna be educational to people or to make people see something other than, okay, we don't have to be that. And this is where I bring Sidney Poitier and things like that into my conversation and stuff like that. Okay, OMG, I love Paris, so excited to listen. A very pleasant surprise driving on my way to work this morning, Australia. Okay, Archtype on Spotify, another great podcast with Meghan, love it. Wait, what? And did not see this coming. Yeah, I think we got a lot of people, even me. Wow, did not see this coming. Wow, another great episode. Duchess Meghan is knocking it out of the park. I listened to it and was too good. Okay, me either, and I wish Meghan had chosen a better person to interview. What? What's wrong? Well, there was a lesson to be learned from what the media had portrayed Paris. I think it was a perfect person to do that, but I just didn't see that coming. But that's Meghan's perspective of things and reality of Paris. I'm sorry if you didn't see that coming. You don't learn anything from it. Okay, I love her podcast, but Paris just does not make me feel anything except how she uses her privilege. You see, this is the thing I was saying. Was it on my other video? Some people were bashing her because of her privilege. Like, because of money, people cannot feel certain thing. What kind of thing is that? I've said it in another video. I think it's even this one, or I did 2 videos. I'm on my second one, so I've said a couple things. I don't know if it's in this one or the previous one. Oh my God, just because you're living a privileged life, that doesn't mean you can't go through certain things. Maybe the experience might be slightly different than yours, but hey, if you're living life, you're gonna go through some stuff. Okay, and she still resort to that fake Paris accent, but I do feel for her bad experience and boarding school. That's your take on that. Okay, face first and to the point, and you still missed it. Sound great. Majority of people understand and they learn from that podcast. I learned from it. Part of the reboot for the growing up Paris. Cynical me wondering what contra is going on. Optimistic me ponder that this happened because they are bodies, and it's brilliant to see the smart reinvention of feminine meme. From my understanding, I don't think they are friends. Maybe she called. Maybe Archtype called. I don't know. Maybe this is my humble opinion about how I think Archetype sort of did that thing. I could be 1,000,000% wrong. Never been in their circle for me to know. I think this is what it is. When Meghan was brainstorming, I'm in their circle now. When Meghan was brainstorming for the series of Archetype, okay, they made a list of topic to talk about. Okay, at least that's the way I will do it. Topic to talk about, and then through each topic, they choose which person can we contact that will fit into that particular topic. There's the Serena, there's the other one, there's this, there's that. And then once they make the list, then their team went to work contact their agent and say, would you like to be on Meghan's podcast? If they say yes, hey, that's great. If they say no, they look for another person. This is what I think. All right? I don't think Meghan and Paris Hilton were friends. They even said she even had her own preconception of her, and I think it goes both ways. They both had preconception of each other, but once they sit down and they talk, okay, they both were nervous talking to each other. So once they start going and so maybe now they are friends. Maybe now after that podcast they are friends, but before I don't think they were. Why will they lie about that? Okay, waiting for haters to list all the reasons they will not listen to the episode after listening. Okay, the haters, where are you guys? I mean, just leave them alone. When they hear, then we're going to fight. Don't call them. Okay, just wondering the same. Well, okay, let me go check with the quickness. I did not expect that, which is good. Okay, I asked the same. She once said so derogatory things about black males. Is she forgiving by black community? I do not know what she said. I know she was boycotted by hip-hop rap artists. Just asking. Okay, I do not know. Like I said, I don't follow her, so I would not know. Just want to know, has the black community forgiven Paris Hilton for the discriminatory things she said about the black male? Anyone? Okay, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I really don't know. All right, let's go to the next thing. Well, Nicole Richie is black. I don't know. Maybe it was something that probably was taken out of. I'm not making excuses. I don't know what she was saying. What she had said about black male. So I don't know. All right. Next tweet. Okay, I'm discovering a woman named Claudia Jordan. I feel like she just wanted to put a statement out about deal or no deal, because what she says here is literally what Meghan and Paris discussed today on Archetype. Women can play bamboo but still achieve great things. Okay, who is Claudia? What did she say? Claudia, what is it? Claudia Jordan. Who the hell is this? Okay, I don't know. And I think there are some other things. Okay, I think there was another tweet that I came across. Okay, that made reference to that, but let me read this. Quote, I actually enjoy my experience working on Deal or No Deal, end quote, she said. Quote, it was a step on the ladder I've been ascending on for 25 years that pay all my bills, put me in front of 13 million plus people night, and led to me getting on Celebrity Apprentice All Stars, breast cancer awareness campaign, guest hosting extra, getting into People's Magazine's 100 most beautiful issue, and so much more. Okay, is she making reference to Meghan here? Let's see here. Okay, so she loved working on the show. What does her experience have to do with Meghan's experience? That's what I'm thinking here. Okay, Meghan, just like for those who are new, I have a video that I think I call it Not a A-list Actress, where people were making fun of because of the job that Meghan was making. I don't remember all the things that I said, but I remember making the reference of pedophile in the industry, where look, she gets smaller roles, she was still making money, her bills were being paid. Okay, she was on Suit for what, 7 or 8 seasons. It was good enough. People need to learn to satisfy. So go look to that video. what is it? YouTube had, there was some stuff that I said, they blacked certain part of it. Oh my God, the thing, I didn't know some of the things that I was raising, YouTube was already having issues with. All right. So she loved working on the show. What does her experience have to do with Meghan's experience? She is trying to ride Meghan coattail. She understands the game. More people have mentioned her name due to the connection of Meghan. Bless her little heart. Claudia Jordan has supported Meghan fiercely in the past. She called out royal family for their racism, even saying, quote, if the royals judge Meghan by race and not character, then F the royal family. Okay, I do not know who this woman is. Okay, have you watched her show on FS? The last time they had a conversation about Meghan, her tone wasn't one of defense. But now people starting to figure out Meghan is not what the media portray her to be. So maybe the first one was her true feeling, and then this one she changed course because I don't know. This is where the character is. The same thing she said here, not character.
It's your character that matters most.
I don't know who she is. I don't follow her, so I'm just reading what is being said here. Same Claudia Jordan, who got kicked out of Real Housewives of Atlanta after one season. Oh, okay. Well, she hasn't really progressed from that show, and reality TV hasn't really panned out to anything. She probably found out that by attaching herself to Meghan's name, she would be important too. Claudia Jordan have fiercely supported Meghan in the past. Okay, so what happened to her today? She needs some attention, or just to remind people that she was a suitcase girl as well. And people are coming for her, and rightly so. And she's always been thirsty, always on an attack. Her best time in the spotlight was when she was attacking Nene on Real Housewife of Atlanta. Not surprised, she's attacking Meghan. Oh my God, she likes to hear herself talk. So if you wanted to stop the discovery process, you won't be missing much. So I don't even know who's that. She clearly didn't listen, as she is echoing things Meghan said herself. Any adult who doesn't know their experience won't be everyone's. Okay, attention seeker. Doesn't she already have a platform? Her reaction was so unnecessary. Okay, was she approached to make a comment about the experience, or did she randomly out of the blue add her 2 cents? Meghan stressed a number of times that most of them were actors and very intelligent women using it as a platform to get into acting. Her comment adds nothing. I mean, it's obvious these type of things are a stepping ladder. People need to make money, they need to pay bills, and at the same time there are shows, producers who want people to do certain things, because one person cannot do everything. So it works well for Meghan at the time, until she realized things were not right. Okay, if there is one thing people will always do, I'll find a way to be part of the narrative when Meghan's name is mentioned. Well, they are dragging her over the shade room as we speak. Okay, I don't know. This tweet is from account you mute, so I'm not even gonna read that. Or you don't know Claudia, always getting dragged, Jordan. Okay, so who is she? Maybe our Claudia Jordan. Let's see, who is she? Claudia Jordan. Who is she? Okay, she looks familiar, but I never follow her. She's 49, 1973, is an American talk show host, actress, model, businesswoman, and reality television and radio personality. She is known for appearing as a model on the US version of Deal or No Deal and The Price is Right. Ah, okay. And for competing on season 2 and 6 of Celebrity Apprentice. Okay, I don't follow her, so her face looked familiar. Her face looked familiar, but I don't really. But why will she go out of her way? A very beautiful woman. Why would she go out of her way to bash Meghan? Why? It's not necessary. There she is here, Meghan, and then that's her here. You act out to pay your bills, and then you move on with your real life. Okay, I don't follow her, but her face looked familiar to me. I think for The Apprentice, when I stopped watching The Apprentice, I don't know if anybody remembered this. There was this episode or season, I would say. I forgot the name of the winner. It was a black guy who won The Apprentice. And then at the end of that, Trump was saying, the winner should share the winning. I don't know how Trump phrased it. Okay, as if there should be two winners. Okay, I'm paraphrasing now. As if there should be two winners. One was white and the black guy should share it. But at the time of recording, I could not remember his name. So now that I'm editing, his name is Dr. Randall Pinkett. Okay, Dr. Randall D. Pinkett. Dr. Randall Pinkett came on top. Dr. Randall. I said, no, he worked hard for it. He's not going to share anything because this was a competition. Again, I'm paraphrasing. After that season, I stopped watching The Apprentice because Trump wanted the winners to share the winning. And I like the fact that the guy said, no, I'm not going to share it. I don't know if you remember, anybody remember that. I don't know which season it was, but that was when I stopped watching it. And I was like, why would he share it? This is a competition. Everybody had to compete. So guy won. And I think, I was going to say, I think that's when I started reading Trump. But I think before that, Rosie O'Donnell gave us a hint of who Trump really is. And I think it's through that. I sort of gave it a pass a little bit, but this was where, not really cemented, sort of made me realize, start questioning Trump. And then we see how it is now. All right, so that's when I stopped watching The Apprentice. All right, let me read some more and then move on. Her experience was different than Meghan's. Meghan just wanted something different for herself, but the bills needed to be paid. Exactly. The difference is Meghan moved on because it wasn't the version she had for herself, not complicated at all. Okay, 100%. She's just a cloud chaser who likes attention and jumping on the Meghan hate bandwagon. She was on Real House of Atlanta as a friend and let go because of scandal. I bet she didn't listen to the podcast. Okay, I know who she is, but I didn't know Claudia was on Deal or No Deal. She's shady anyway. Okay, another D-lister using Meghan's name for clout. Let me move on. All right, let's go. And I think there's gonna be another tweet that makes reference of that. I don't remember where I put it. Next tweet. I love Meghan owning her job on Deal or No Deal. Love that she is proud of where she started, even if it wasn't the perfect fit. We've all taken jobs we've hated as we build toward a career, because very few of us are lucky enough to land the dream job on our first try. That's the thing. I don't know. This is the thing I was making reference to when they started making fun of her for doing certain roles. I'm like, my God, the bills was being paid. Why is it so hard for people to understand? My goodness, this is the trajectory many of us follow in life, from little odd jobs here and there till we find our footing. Happy she's reclaiming her life, but by bit. All right. Meghan didn't have money laundering pretend millionaire parents to fall back on, so she handled her business. Exactly. Okay, and no shame in the hustle of life, because look where that hard work and enterprise took her. That is right. Okay, there's that. Agreed. All of us are not born to wealth and privilege. Probably have a list of, quote, job I took to pay the rent, end quote. Alright, there's that. Yep. At 17, I cleaned houses for the grad student and sometimes the toilet and a university research barn. They didn't aim to please. It pays the bill. You do what you have to do. Many times I've explained to you guys, I've shared that I did babysitting job. That's what pays my college. After I graduated, I didn't have any bills. Okay, college to pay. As I was going along, I pay along. Yep, at 17, I cleaned her. Okay, I read that. She got sacked for trying to come into Harry Mandel. Oh, I don't know. Harry Mandel is very, what do you call this? Picky when cleaning, things needs to be clean. And he explained, oh my God, I was listening something. I think my husband was listening as well. How Harry Mandel became so, germ freak, you know. He doesn't touch things. He doesn't shake people's hand. He explained, it's so disgusting. I don't even want to mention it. If you don't know, you don't know. Unfortunately, she hasn't got much talent and has her job is only thanks to Harry. Who? Meghan because of Harry? So what was Meghan was doing before that, before Harry? How was Meghan paying her rent before Harry? How was Meghan was able to get into UN? How was Meghan was able to do all of these things that we are aware of before she married? Let's read that. Okay, wrong Duchess, huh? Think you meant the Duchess of Wales. Okay, nah. You see, these are the haters. They can't accept. They can't believe this is what, you know, hard work put out to. The things that that made me remember of the post that I had to do, where I put something. I think it was Meghan. Someone had put Meghan's resume on Twitter, and I share it on my community board. And then someone came, oh my God, write a whole nonsense. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to bother listening, typing response to that. And I went on and put another post about the yacht girl was being paid, what, $6.80 or something per hour or something like that. So there's that here. You mean this girl? They really force people's hand. This is a conversation about Meghan, but they have to come and show their nonsense. And you force the squad to bring out receipt. So we're talking about our own little bubble, the things Archetype and the Spotify, but you force the squad to put this up. Because this was Catherine Middleton at 19 doing her first, and some might washpishly say her only real job. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, doing this for a job. It pays, right? But don't make it seem like she was doing something greater than what she was doing. Okay, you force people to put these things out. When is, you know, at 19, you're learning your way. This was a way to pay bill. But, hey, it is what it is. Okay, her boss during these 3 months of her gap years between leaving fee-paying Marlborough College and going up to St. Andrews University was former round-the-world yachtsman Sir Shea Blyth. Okay, most of the talk about her concerned her very tight shortless Sir Charles Sevigny, who ran the Southampton-based hospitality business. Okay, Meghan is one of us. Okay, amazing what a mattress actress can. Oh, if that's what you see here, I won't know, but I'm sure Camilla Parker Bowles can tell you when you get her out of the mud, she was being plunged in. Oh my God, these people, they're really projecting their royal family, the nonsense, the Mountbatten kind of mentality into our circle. We're not about that. I read the Mountbatten thing yesterday. I don't know. It put a depression on me. I didn't feel like doing any more podcasts. And there's a lot of things I need to do. I think I had just finished. I could easily edit it, but I left it alone. Okay? She is the ultimate perpetrator of what the accuses any and everyone else of doing. Meghan, we are not stupid. We see what you've done and are doing and will not be fooled by your constant whining. Is Meghan whining? You try to destroy the part of your family that raised you. Oh, please. But they backstab her. You could finish with that. People who backstab you, what makes you think they're not going to do something more drastic than that? When you were, at a time when Meghan needed them the most, but instead they see the money to badmouth her on national television daily, almost daily. And then they wanted to to stop the marriage. The father said that.
Right. So that may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
Why would she keep those people in her circle? Why would she, when she has something better? Thank God Miss Doria was there. Oh my God, thank God for Miss Doria. Oh Lord. Next week. Okay, love this episode. and that Meghan mentioned deal or no deal, something haters seem to try to use against her, Archetype. Okay, how to say you're commenting or something you haven't listened. Okay, who's that? Okay, Carrie Wolf. She wasn't reduced to a bamboo. She auditioned for that job as a suitcase girl. It was her big break. Okay, her first on TV gig. I don't know. I will have to look at timestamp to see when she first got there and what she was doing before. I don't know, but how could you say all of this? But she's embarrassed. She's embarrassed about it now. Meghan never said she's embarrassed about it. From my understanding, she embraced it and then she had to move on. People's time and mentality changed, so she had to move on. All right, but she's embarrassed about it now, so she has to rewrite history. How is she? She embraced it. Better to own it and say, I took any job I could get because I had a goal of being an actress, and eventually, I mean, this is the way you want to frame it, but she framed it the way she saw it. She wanted it to be framed the way she wanted to pursue with her life. Okay, and eventually I was cast in a TV show that's on. Oh my God, they're putting. You could read that. They're putting words into her mouth. Okay, exactly. She literally said this. Oh my God. How to say you're commenting on something you haven't listened to. Oh my God. These people are ridiculous. Okay, exactly. She literally said this. Not hating, but what is the point of your sharing the screenshot? I don't know. What is that? Okay. Kate hasn't. Okay, I love it. And the fact that is being real. Who hasn't had to do a job to get somewhere in the process, fantasizing of what it was or could have been. She is being real. Kay hasn't. She just opened her legs. Okay, we could presumably, allegedly. I don't want to read that. Yep, she earned her own way and built a life. That's exactly that. Okay, the UK media tabloid dogs and royal family know that Meghan never hid anything about her past life or career. Per deep background check they required. Regular people have to pay our dues to move forward in life. Only royals and the very rich skip over paying dues. That's for sure. And the thing is that when they know Harry was dating her, they did all of those nonsense to, yeah, well, when they couldn't find anything, I guess, and they started bribing people to talk negative to the caricature, the ideal way they want people to see Meghan, but people will not even take money to fill the mold that they were trying to portray. Meanwhile, everything that they need to learn was on social media about Meghan. I was making reference to the Rex Ryan thing, Simon Rex. Yeah, she was happy to pay her bills even if she didn't like the show. She left the show after less than a year because she didn't like being reduced like that. We've all been there, haven't we? And no one has to be ashamed of that. It's absurd. Okay, I love it. She is not ashamed of her past. It is an end to attempt to use an honest paying television game show job as something wrong and unethical. I saw excerpt of the show recently. People wouldn't have watched it if they weren't beautiful and attractive women. Okay, Meghan should be very proud of being on that show because it was a good game show. The show was really engaging, and that what can you learn from not really engaging? You just, I don't know. Okay, as an audience member, you sort of felt what the contestants were going through. I really wanted them to win and still watch the reruns. Okay, she definitely is taking power away from the haters. All right, there's that. You're talking about this. That was her. Yeah, she did her thing. Meghan Markle, I was treated like a bamboo, objective on deal or no deal. Okay, I listened to her podcast and don't understand what the problem is with what she said. I don't know either. They want people to take something other than, but she said what she said. She's owning her thing. This is the thing. The media wants you to portray her something other than. There she is. It was paying the job. It was the job was paying the bill. I don't know. I don't know. I don't need to spend time wrapping my head around this. Okay, I think it was her way of saying, F you haters, I made good money and did what I had to do. Yeah, that's exactly that. Okay, all those claiming victim has no idea the meaning of victim. All I see is a victor, where it started and where it is now. Just because I talk about my domestic violence history and survive, it has made me a victor. For those, okay, that see is as being a victim, or my opaque ones. Okay, who is she? Zizi, is that the one who who tweeted that? No. Where did that come from? Okay, let me move on. Next tweet. Some random tweet. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry you went through that, but this wasn't about that. All right, next tweet. We are so proud of her. What a comeback. Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. There's this here. She's #1 again. Spotify cast. Episode of the day. On this week's Archetypes at Paris Hilton, joined Meghan to break down the word bamboo. Okay, there's that. Australia, #1. Wow. Okay, United States. Okay, UK. Where is it on UK? Society culture. She's #2 and the UK. #2 and the United States. And #1 and Australia. Okay. That's not. Where's Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan is not even on the list. Top, what is it? 3 or maybe 3 in the United States. I don't know. Okay, there's the clap. Next tweet. Next tweet. Quote, this shouldn't be framed as the defense of Paris Hilton, but as the humanization of Paris Hilton. I'm sorry I was judgmental. End quote. Meghan Markle. Love that Meghan was honest about being judgmental of Paris before this podcast. I think it's human nature. Before or when you see someone or whatever, I think your instinct tends to give you that kind of assumption until you start knowing, speaking to the person, see where they're coming from and all of that. Then, you know, whatever your perception of the person might have been will probably diminish or so forth, or maybe confirm what you were assuming. I think it's just human nature. Not many people can admit when they were wrong in private, let alone on air. Kudos to Meghan. I look forward to the day when people say they were wrong about Meghan too. Okay, I was and still am. I wasn't that open. Now I still don't feel bad for judging Paris. However, I realize I can remove the preconceptions of Paris as easily as I did with the other guests. Somehow this episode exposed my unconscious bias toward Paris, and I'm now self-reflecting. That's the thing that I think the podcast is doing to a lot of people. Make you think about certain things. But like I said before, the simple life got me about her. All right. Then later on, I start questioning things, and I realized that can't be her. That can be her true self. Things like that. I feel the same. I have the same bias about Mandy as well because of the racist stuff her brother said. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't want to judge her by association, but I'm still cautious. Okay, let's see here. Oh my God, I forgot about her brother. Then he pretended to be black to get into uni. Wow. Obviously, his decision have nothing to do with Mandy. We humans are very complex. Okay, he is problematic. What was it? Where was that white woman who pretended to be black or something like that? I don't know. I was judgmental too. My opinion of her changed when I heard her testify before Congress last year about the sexual abuse she lived through at the boarding school, and I watched also her documentary. Love that from Meghan. I'm definitely judgmental, especially to folks like Paris. Okay, I still side-eye for a few things she did and said, but I'm trying to not reduce her as a caricature. This makes me wonder. I mean, people grow, I don't know. They learn from their mistakes, but hey, this is why I always say, always give person the benefit of the doubt. First initial, when you meet somebody, is to be nice, show respect. Then afterward, if the respect was not returned to you, then you do what you gotta do to protect yourself. Okay, this make me wonder, how do they get Meghan's guests? I love how comfy, fluid they were. For two people that didn't know one another, they give viewers, listeners food for thought. They engaging, weren't afraid to share, laugh and discussion, riveting, if no one archetype. I guess they discuss Okay, this is, well, maybe they have to say something before. Well, you don't have to discuss whatever it is. The topic will be that. Okay, share what you can and don't share what you can. And then Meghan did it and said, this is a safe place. It's not a got you moment kind of thing. You know, we just want to humanize you in some shape or form. My interpretation. Okay, we all were. It was due to how Paris presented herself at the time. That's the thing. If you watch A Simple Life, yeah, so I was right. A Simple Life, it wasn't the best impression and all if her shenanigans in the press. Yeah. Okay, then Paris Hilton used the N-word. I believe that's why Nicole Richie kicked her to the curb. Oh, they're not friends anymore? I didn't know. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, yep, she did and gave her a lame excuse back then. I still side-eye her, but I applaud her for her work assistant as a sexual abuse victims who went to abusive school like her. Biden and Kamala Harris received her at the White House for that this year. That's how I learned about her sexual abuse. These archetypes that are used to demean women are hurtful. Paris Hilton was above her trope, as have the other women on Meghan's Spotify podcast. Kudos to Meghan for doing these, and kudos to the brave women. Yeah. Yep. Like one of the comments say, rebranding. So, okay, this is 51 seconds. I didn't listen to it, but let's see here. Loving Meghan Markle's podcast and her interrogation of female stereotypes, it's because of women like her who object to female objectification that girls will hopefully be praised on their ability, not their looks. And then we have to look at ourselves as well as women, where we have to stop judging other women who's trying. That doesn't mean if another woman is saying some BS, you don't put them in their place. This is not what I'm saying. Many of them are trying so hard. Look at Meghan, for example. Okay, she's trying to put positive things into our sphere, our forum, but you have other women who are judging her, who are, the best way they know how is to bash her, this kind of thing. Meghan is a perfect example of that. So we need to look at ourselves, those women who like to hate other women. We need to look at ourselves and say, let me give her benefit of the doubt. At least, that's my humble opinion on that. All right, let me listen to this, the talk. Quote, you do sign up knowing what the job entails, but that doesn't mean you can't hope for a better future. Meghan Markle had said she quit being a deal or no deal briefcase girl because she felt objectified. All right, let's listen to it.
I don't think she's playing the victim at all. She's just hosts a podcast that happens to be about addressing archetypes that and labels that women are given, not through choice. I can absolutely identify with Meghan on this one. I've worked so many of these jobs, temp jobs as a jobbing actress, and in between work you have to take on something that pays the bills, but you do sign
There's
up.
There's the thing. I'm glad she's making that reference. She's making it clear. This is exactly what Meghan was saying. This is exactly that. You do certain jobs to pay the bill. Every job that you go to, okay, or you want to be part of, okay, you already have a preconception. I know it has to be. Almost everyone have a preconception of what that job might entail. When you start working and you realize how people behave, then maybe a little bit at a time, your preconceptions start chipping away. Okay, so this woman got it, and I'm glad she's making it clear. Let me move it back slightly. Where is that? Is it in the UK?
That pays the bills, but you do sign up knowing that that's what the job entails. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't hope for a better future for our daughters or our nieces. I've worked jobs where it was expected of me to wear the high heels and the lipstick and look the part. Then there would be male counterparts there doing the exact same job who weren't expected to be sexualized, and you realize that you're just there essentially as a mannequin.
I'm glad she made that reference. That's very good. Let's see here. The podcast was a hit. All right, what's trending? Okay, Meghan Markle and Paris Hilton trend the internet waves over the latest episode of Meghan's podcast Archtype, where Paris was a guest. The two ladies apparently had a great conversation on how they both been judged solely on their looks. Okay, there's that. Well done for that pushback, Nicola. Okay, you articulated everything perfectly. That's exactly what Meghan was trying to say. Those people try to spin everything Meghan said. Everything. If Meghan says yes, the others have to make sure it's a no. If Meghan said maybe, they have to make sure it's a no, to go into their mold of negative way. Okay, honest question, and I take all the point on tonight's the talk, but this was 16 years ago when things were very different. She took the job of her own free will, and she left in her own free will as well. And she left in her own free will. Okay, she must have known what is entail. It pays the bills. Okay, I don't understand what her complaint. She's not complaining. She realized the perception that she thought, whatever it may be, and then later on, she wants to move on to something better. My goodness, let's see here. If you listen to the podcast, you realize that your comment is utter nonsense. There was no complaint. That's why she didn't complain about anything. All right, let's see here. Okay, while Deal or No Deal wasn't about acting, I still really grateful as an auditioning actress to have a job that could pay my bills. Okay, I had income, I was part of the union, I had health insurance, it was great. And yet, I had also studied international relations in college. Alright, and there were times when I was on set at Deal or No Deal and thinking back to my time working as an intern at the US Embassy in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and being in the motorcade with a Secretary of Treasury at the time and being valued specifically for my brain. I'm glad the squad bring the screenshot. I forgot there was a transcript. Okay, here I was being valued for something quite the opposite. I mean, you have to imagine, just to paint the picture for you, that before the tapings of the show, all the girls, we will line up and there were different stations for having your lashes put on, your extension put in, or the padding in your bra. Okay. We were even giving spray tan vouchers each week because there was a very cookie cutter idea of precisely what we should look like. It was solely about our beauty and not necessarily about brains. I didn't see her complain at all. She went with her own free will. She left with her own free will. Thank you for putting that script. I completely forgot. Because when I'm listening, I'm doing other things around the house. I have no interest in listening to the podcast. Okay, so don't bring your non-intellect about the podcast, your opinion here. Don't bring it. So you have to listen to be part of the conversation. If you don't want to listen, don't mention anything about it. Okay, I wish to find someone sensible out here to help with my understanding, as it didn't feel I got enough from TV program. No need to defend her to me. I am different toward her. So where is it? Is that her? Well, you need to see the transcript because of talking your nonsense. Okay, Bish, you asked a question and it was answered. There it is. Okay, you assume when she clearly stated her opinion. She clearly said it was good to pay the bill. She was more about that. She went with her own free will, like this comment had said up here, and then she left with her own free will because it's not what she saw, what she expected. She wanted more. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. Bish, the way she worded, Bish, you asked a question and it was answered. Now you complaining someone was trying to defend her when they weren't trying to answer your question. Interesting that your indifference to her but took the time to comment. Just a hater, but fan trying to keep up with what she's doing. Okay, well said. Okay, well said. And thank you for always speaking up. Thank you for pushing back with a lived experience. It made the truth of your and Meghan's word even stronger. Don't believe the type, believe the person. Okay, she had worked as an intern at the US Embassy in Buenos Aires. The way she pronounced it, perfect. And had a degree in international relation from Northwestern University. Yeah, just to tell the complete story. Okay, well said on the show. Appreciate your support of a very fine podcast. Okay, are you serious? She opened a briefcase on Deal or No Deal. Yeah, paying the bill. Yep. Okay, what did she think she was getting paid for? Well, when she realized other things, she wants to move on. It was a stepping stone. This is what stepping stone look like. Okay, it got her to one point and then she moved on. Okay, I'm sure she had watched the program, so she knew what she would be wearing, but she took the job and got her face on TV. Did she not? I see she had battered the Netflix doc. Okay, so you don't want to wrap your head around the stepping stone, but okay. But you will glorify those people who's fooling you to take your money for free, doing absolutely nothing. Okay, well, she has always worked for her living and pay her own bills while volunteering at soup kitchen from the age of 13, became a respected philanthropist, while Camilla, who has never worked in her life, was a kept woman by Charles. Wady Katie, the same did not work, waited. Okay, there's all of this. All right, let me move on to the next one. Oh my God, I'm literally almost an hour. All right, I'm gonna squeeze everything. All right, so this is gonna be more than an hour. Okay, just posted a photo. There's Mandana Daini. I think I'm gonna go in it on Instagram to show you what she posted, because some other things are based on that. Okay, fantastic work from Archwell team. Mandana, there's the clap. I love the sisterhood coming out from team Archwell. Keep it going. Tell Meghan we adore her and we are so proud of her. Okay, what a wonderful photo, and there's that. Congratulating her. Okay, a lot of comment of that. So let's go into the Instagram thing. So she retweeted. Am I following her? Yes, I am. All right, so let's go into that. All right, so this is the post. All right, she shared, okay, women, life, freedom, allies have shown up in so many forms over the past month since the death of Masha Amini. I think I shared that very vaguely on one of my recent podcasts. Could have been the most I've said 2 weeks ago of what's going on in Iran, and I went on and explained some stuff, and I think I even blocked some images because there was a dead body on the street, so I didn't want YouTube to block the whole video, but I blocked the image because I touched that vaguely because YouTube is giving me a lot of problem. I didn't want to let's just say I touch it vaguely. So this is her making reference to the same thing as well. Okay, I am so grateful to work with incredible women like Meghan and my fellow Iranian colleague and friend Ashley Montahini. Okay, so she's Iranian too. Okay, as we continue to highlight the bravery and courage of the women and young girls on the front line of one of the most important feminist movement of our lives. Yeah, it is. A lot of women are being killed over there, and there was one video I think I shared with you. This woman was I don't know, it was in the middle. It's that same video. I think this guy got off his motorbike, went in, I think he slapped a woman or something like that, and then trying to get away after he did, not running away from it, and then after he did his thing, trying to get on his motorbike. Thank God there are some men who are very brave enough, who's not as crazy as many of these people, grabbed the guy and went after him to have the audacity to go slap the woman. Okay, I think that was in Iran as well. So yeah, there's a lot of brave people, and I think in that video, and I said what's going on in Iran is a perfect example for women who's about to vote this November, next month, literally next month. All right. At an event today, Meghan spoke about the revolution being led by women and young girls in Iran, the courage and bravery they show every day, and their leadership and advocacy of basic human rights, women, life, freedom. As an Iranian woman who fled her home country in pursuit of this very freedom, I could not have been more grateful for how she chooses again and again to advocate for women around the world. Proud day as Archwell, and especially for me and Ashley Montahini. Right, this is someone show their what is it? Appreciation. Yep. So proud of you. All right, so there's a lot of comment. If you are on IG, you could go and check it out. So I thought it was worth to share. All right, so let's go back on Twitter, and I read some of those comments. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay. Okay, this is Omid, okay, making reference to that. Wearing the Farsi word women, life, freedom. Meghan stands in solidarity with women and girls in Iran. The Duchess of Sussex was pictured today alongside Archwell President Admandana Daini and EVP of Global Communication Ashley Henson, who are both Iranian. Okay, let's see here. There's the picture again. Oh, there's the picture again. Okay, there's that I just read. Okay, okay, it's part of it. I just read her original thing. Okay, there's that. Okay, they could be sister. The resemblance is uncanny. Seeing these two stand in solidarity for other women makes me so proud to be a woman of color, great representative and role model for all of us. And this might be a little bit controversial. This is the way I see it. Black people tend to have compassion for any group, okay, that is experiencing injustice. This is my own opinion. This is the way that I've seen it. Black people always have compassion, understanding of any group, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, or whatever. Always have compassion for any group who are being mistreated. But when it comes for other groups to actually stand for women, for black people, not really. I don't know, but I have to give credit where this is where I was saying it might be a little bit controversial what I just said, but when we look at Martin Luther King time, okay, and I think I've raised that issue before, there were some white men who stood in solidarity with Martin Luther King. You have Bernie Sanders and some other names I will never know when you look through pictures. I talk about that. So there are some very pockets here and there, but majority of other groups will go against the support of basic human treatment of black people. Alright, so that's my 2 cents here, and I know I'm gonna get crap for it. That's reality. Alright, girl power. Okay, that's our awesome Meghan. She's not afraid to take a stand, and she's not afraid to use her voice for good, inspiring solidarity. And in that moment, I must say thank you, royal family, for kicking her out.
Piers, if you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
Thank you, royal family, for kicking her out.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Because you guys were gonna suppress that brilliant mind. Can you imagine that? So thank you for that. Whoever said go back to America, you know, I've shared that video so many times. We know who. Thank you for telling her to go back. Alright, because with that brilliant mind and the platform that she has, and she's using it for good. Okay, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the team at Archwell Foundation is the organization you can be proud of. Well done. There's the thumbs up. Harry and Meghan are about substance, and that's why they're beloved. Okay, so proud of Meghan for standing up for women of Iran. May she be blessed for her kindness every single day. I don't know if this video came out, the one that I just made reference to, because YouTube was holding a lot of my video, a lot of them, but majority of them now are okay. I think only one. Yeah. Oh, this one I know why, because the tweet was making reference to Charles, and this one was okay. This video is being reviewed, so they're still reviewing this. All right, so everything else, all the except for the first two, I might delete these. So okay, all of these they were reviewing. Some of them were there from the summer, and they recently made them public, and then I was just waiting to see how long they were gonna do it. All right, so next tweet. The co-founder and president of Archwell, Meghan and Mandana. Okay, there's that. Her eyebrow is really, both of them really well done. Okay, let's see here. So beautiful. There's this guy, I listen to him. He always play bad guy on movies, but when you look at what he does, it's amazing. I don't remember where I was watching it. Someone was interviewing him. These are some people who have brilliant mind, who help their communities. If I remember where I saw that thing, I know it was on YouTube. If I remember where I saw it, I would have shared it with you. This guy. Okay, I don't remember his name. Okay, look like twins, beautiful ladies. There's that. Yeah, these are people who, yeah, you give me the role, I'll do what needs to do, but the bill is being paid. All right, next tweet. I think he's like 70, probably early 80s. He's aging very well. Okay, quote, the Duchess of Sussex had been invited to speak at Spotify female-run employee resource group, Women at Spotify. Meghan had spoken at the event on feminist issues, wearing a shirt that had the message, quote, women, life, freedom, end quote, written in the Farsi language. Okay, there's Hello Magazine who's making reference to it. Quote, during her talk, the mom of two praised the courage of protesters in Iran who have been protesting since 16 September following the death of the 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. And for those of you who don't know, I did mention the background of that, how this woman came about. And I made reference, yes, I did, I remember talking about it, made reference with what had happened in Egypt back in 2010, I believe, and it's almost the same thing. Now it's happening in Iran. So this woman, Mahsa Amini, I think in Iran, I could be wrong, they have men, they or police or something to if something is going wrong, or the women then do things the way the institution wanted them to be, so they reprimand them on that. So that 22-year-old Mahsa Amini was in, I believe, police custody, and then she died, and that's when people got upset about that. Okay, and then the protest continues. All right, so I spoke about it when it was freshly in my mind at that time, so in that particular video, but I spoke about it. Okay, Mahsa died, there it is. Mahsa died in police custody on 16 September after she was arrested for, okay, so there it is, she's explaining it. She was arrested for allegedly incorrectly wearing her hijab. And I think I put an image of different headwear for the Islamic women or something like that in that particular video when I first mentioned it. So yeah, I was right. I didn't even know she mentioned it here. Okay, quote, I'm so grateful to work with incredible women like Meghan and my fellow Iranian colleagues and friend Ashley Montahini as we continue to highlight the bravery and courage of women and young girls on the front line of one of the most important feminist movements, Mandana Daini. Okay, one of two. Quote, today, Meghan spoke out the revolution being led by women and young girls in Iran at an event, the courage and bravery they show every day, and their leadership and advocacy of basic human rights, women, life, freedom. Okay, let's see here. There's the thing here. I think I shared that with you. As an Iranian woman who fled, I read that already, so I'm not gonna read it again. Okay, the way Harry and Meghan move, can we get a video? Okay, I'm going dark. This brave woman should be celebrated though out the UK as a great example of young women, not least for walking into a crowd of potential haters with only a hand to hold. God bless the Sussexes, live long and happy. There's the clap and the heart, moving silent, no leaks, just a reminder that the leaks were deliberate and planned by others in previous years. Super proud of the Sussex royals. Okay, make this make sense, please. I'm truly interested in what's the purpose. Okay, thankful Meghan's speeches, pre-Prince marriage are well documented. Her feminist issues or body politics general. Alright, so let's move on. Probably haters. Thank God I'm not seeing it and don't need to go see it. Next tweet, and I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Okay, so this is one of the British tabloid talking here. Dr. Zenya retweeted. Richard said, quote, I got bills to pay, end quote. Meghan's podcast break my personal golden rule that the Sussexes are only of news value if what they say or do impact on the monarchy, but they have proved to be gold for us in the media. Okay, Meghan quit deal or no deal for being valued for beauty, not brains. Okay, let's see here. That's why they twisted everything she does to link it to the monarchy to justify their coverage, but the reality is that Mega 7, Fab 4, Geriatric 8 aren't cutting it. She put all the names. Every once in a while, he spilled the truth. Well, at least that article was fair. Okay, I didn't read it. There are so many ways you can reach to make anything Harry and Meghan say about the war. Okay, you can pay my bills. Can you pay my telephone bill? That Destiny's Child. Okay, what OMG? He is shameless honest. Okay, Richard and company should admit that they prefer and miss Harry and Meghan. I get that they need to have a good relationship with the firm and exchange for access, but the way they've chosen to trash Harry and Meghan, yet praise the mediocrity of the others, hasn't worked out the way they anticipated. Hey, don't be surprised if the monarchy doesn't exist. You're gonna hear they're gonna spill the beans. All right, and by then we just need to use the violin music, because hey, you're gonna try to get on our good side to talk about Meghan. Okay, is this the quiet part out loud finally? The death of desperation or rich now? Okay, got into my car this morning and heard on the radio Meghan should have known her suitcase job was just to look pretty and not her brain, so her unhappiness made no sense. Okay, that's what they were saying. I play Archetype on the way to work. They misrepresent the story and obscure the point again. Okay, this is why every time they're making reference to the thing, just go listen to it yourself, because they will not say exactly what it is. Look at that video that woman was saying. She understands Meghan perspective very well. You have to do what you have to do, and then hey, when Meghan had enough, she moved on. Okay, they are starving, they need content, and the left behind aren't doing it for the British media. We've known this for a long time. Okay, so now he admits to being a bottom feeder. Nice. Isn't the country in an economic spiral? Okay, there's a reason Palmolive is my favorite royal ride. He spills the tea like no other. Him and Wooten. I don't follow any of them, but the screenshot the squad be sharing, yeah, they're spilling the beans. Okay, there's a okay, that's that. Mine too. I hope people don't click. Okay, he makes a nickel, she makes $5. Okay, he is also a political reporter. Compare himself to the White House press corps. There's a lot going on in there. Okay, he's a disgrace. I do appreciate the honesty. Okay, nothing new, but he is shameless. All of the UK British media, well, with the exception of Byline, who have courage to speak the truth. Next tweet. Okay, oh look, Archwell producing tangible result again. Okay, I remember when Harry and Meghan were banned from using the word royal in their foundation. It was weeks of, quote, they are banned this and banned that. Then Archwell was born, taking the world of philanthropy by storm. Long live Archwell, I'm so proud. What is it? They didn't want to associate Harry and Meghan. They didn't want Harry and Meghan to use the word royal, thinking, this is the little peanut brain of these people, thinking just saying royal, okay, will open all doors for them. Meanwhile, they have to work their butt off. Okay, long live Archwell. They've created one of top podcasts in the world. I can't wait to see what they do on Netflix. It's a good guess that the quality of their docuseries work will be just as good. Okay, listening to pictures taking, talking about your kids, and being keen to hear about how the other half lives, or whatever the royal family calls it. It's not public service. People need to see work done or supported in their communities. I am so proud of the continuous work Harry and Meghan do. Yeah, the thing that they're doing is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. You have to be really passionate about it. I mean, they said it many times. You have to be really passionate about that.
And we will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. Patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie. You have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year.
I mean, they said it many times. You have to be really passionate about that.
Now, being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. Smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella.
Because, yeah, not everybody can do it. Okay, yep. Yet the haters are always screaming that someone needs to show them one thing they actually done. This tweet is from an account, you're black, so I don't even need to see. Okay, a memorial playground in honor of Uvalde. Oh yes, I hope I bookmarked this for you guys. There's something that Archwell is doing regarding the Uvalde children. Yeah, those kids that in Texas, when Meghan went to put a flower, and then the UK media put a spin on it and all of that. So they're doing a memorial, and Archwell is part of it. Okay, Shaq, that you're heavy. All the haters, please come and entertain me. I'm bored. All right. We don't need to. There's no reason to do that because they're gonna talk nonsense. So there's no reason. Oh, there it is. Perfect. That should have been after this. This should have been first. All right, so there's this. The city of Uvalde, Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation, and Kaboom, okay, a nonprofit. Let's see here. Let's read it straight here. We are the national nonprofit that works to end place-based inequity for good. All right, so this is them. Let me follow them. A nonprofit with mission to end place-based inequity have built a new playground for children and families, quote, to provide a sense of hope to the community following May Robb Elementary School tragedy. Yeah, so they create that with the help of Archwell. Okay, let's see here. The Dillian Park project was created to foster a sense of togetherness and healing and honor lives lost, says Archwell director Jim Holtz. Quote, our hope is that this special project can help the community heal and be home to imagination, game, and play for many years to come. Let's look at the picture. That's nice. Oh my God, this looked like the squatty from the UK who went to the Netherlands. For a minute, I thought that was her. That's nice. Okay, let's see here. Wow, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex don't just do visit for photo apps. They make tangible improvement. Nope, the other one just go and give smile. That show they care.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's just more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So,
That's the thing here. The big difference. Okay, we love meaningful projects. All right, so there's that. Oh, so Kaboom put this. Let's see here. A new playground unveiled to bring hope and healing for kids and family in Uvalde. So that was October 18, yesterday. 2022, yesterday. Kaboom CEO Lisa Ratliff and Archwell Executive Director James Holt with volunteers at Dillian Park Build Day. Okay, source Kaboom. Uvalde, Texas. PR News Wire. The city of Uvalde, Archwell Foundation, and Kaboom recently partnered to support. Alright, so that was that. Okay, OMG, this is so nice. It truly will help this community to heal for now and the future. Thank you, Archwell Foundation and Kaboom. Okay, Harry and Meghan walking their talk, caring about others who suffer one the worst school shooting. God bless everyone who was involved in the playground project. May it bring sunshine and laughter and joy to the family. The thing that, I don't want to say any loss is a loss. One is too many. It's one too many. But what happened in Sandy Hook, I just can't believe this nonsense still continue. God help us. Okay, Duke and Duchess of Kindness, serving without taxpayers' money. That's the thing here. Service is universal. And that's the thing. It opened people's eyes. Okay, the royal family claim they need the taxpayers' money to help charities. Okay, so why your charities are closing? With all that money, what's going on? I don't know if any UK people are asking all those tough questions. Okay, thank you, Harry, Meghan, and Kaboom for make these children happy. Not performative like a certain benefit-funded royal family or that's the shade. Okay, true. They don't even have to go in person for a photo app. That's another thing too, to let this be known. That's very powerful. It's about the community, the people, not about them. Exactly. And this is, I've said this in so many things. This is why I said, hey, oh, this is perfect, which is something that I've said before. Where Harry and Meghan know who those charities are helping. Okay, the people. So I'm pretty sure if they were at the royal family, they would not mind being in the background. All the other ones had to do, go cut ribbon. There's another one here, right there. This is proof of what I've said before. Perfect. I'm glad that comment is made because I completely forgot. But I've said this before. This is perfect.
I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can, so that I can maximize the opportunity we have, here to really make an impact.
Okay, this right here, there's a heart. After a tragedy, people just wish you well and get on with their life. That's the thing. I love that Archwell Foundation went back and then create such a child-friendly space, and the hope that despite tragedies, may kids stay kids and just play. Okay, Harry and Meghan have a beautiful soul. Service is universal. Harry and Meghan both keep putting their kindness, time, and money where their respective hearts, humanity, and hard-earned money and mouths are. Their service is universal. When Princess Meghan showed her support by showing up and volunteered after the Uvalde, Texas, haters pounded. Okay, Prince Harry and Princess Meghan keep showing that service is universal, Archwell to the world. There's a possibility, okay, what that comment had said, where they didn't even need to show up to make the impact, because if Meghan were to be there, they will take the attention away from what is being presented. All right, this is for the kids to play and this and that. My appreciation, the kids needs to remain kids and all of that. To those some of the comments that I read, so there probably was a reason why they didn't show up. That's why, because they want the focus to stay on the work itself.
Behind the scenes, quietly maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact.
Okay, a wonderful initiative undertaken by Archwell, Kaboom, and the city of Uvalde. My heart goes out to the parents, student, and community. Kudos to Archwell. And you may not see much about the Uvalde thing. Maybe the only thing you might see on my channel that I spoke about when Meghan went over there. But the thing that I was seeing, the comments, what went on in that shooting, it was too much for me. The same way when I was reading the Mountbatten thing, I think if I were to read and share those things with you, I'll be completely off. So I didn't bother making videos about this because it was too much for me. All right, so I didn't share much, but I only shared the part where Meghan went and where she had to leave because one of the politicians came in with his camera crew, and then Meghan quickly snuck out and left. So I didn't share much with the exception of some part of this. All right, there's more comment. Let's move on. Oh my God, an hour and 25 minutes. And it's 5:04. Next tweet. Not British media and Royal Institutional rage profiting Netflix. There's the laugh. Okay, Financial Times. Netflix shares jump as it gains 2.4 million new subscribers. Really? Okay, Netflix share jump as it gains subscribers. They were having some issues. Yeah, a lot of those shows that they canceled, I think people were unsubscribing and stuff like that. There were issues. You see, let's rely on the UK for free advertising. They do a perfect job. If Meghan and Harry are associated with a company, especially entertainment, they don't need to do any promo in the UK. The British media does it for free. That's that. Okay, LOL, I'm loving this news. Okay, it was inevitable. The boycotters have been shamed. Cheers to free promo. Great news. All right, so this is my last tweet. I have more. I think The Crown, that's gonna be on our next video. Let's go to the next tweet. Well, maybe I should just continue and cut it into two. Okay, not CJ, something Jordan. I read it at the beginning of this video. That's where this should go, right after it. Okay, not CJ deleting the post. Couldn't take the hit, I guess. LOL. Bet you won't do that no more. Okay, this is Claudia. That's it. Claudia Jordan. That's this one. I was making reference. I had to look her up. I didn't know who she was and stuff like that. She's making reference of that. All right. There's the here. She's acting as if Meghan said it was toxic environment where women were being abused. Somebody in the shade room called the Terry Crews Jr. for taking up for the show, and they were right. Two things that could have happened to CJ One, she cloud chasing. Second, something really happened to her on the show and her hearing the podcast triggering a memory. I don't buy that. I wasn't attacking that woman a bit. She has something to hide. It's still on her IG story. Those disappear anyway, but deleting a post just a few hours after posting it means she can't take the heat. Wow. Okay, oh, she deleted it? Fine. The post wasn't a good idea. Right, remind me of why Nene drag her every other day. Okay, so I don't watch those things. Okay, I don't have, how do you call this, internet for me to watch these things, but I think I did watch the very first one, something of Orange County and stuff like that. Then later on, I don't have cable. I don't watch any of those shows. Okay, she's always coward. She wanted clout. Who is Claudia, by the way? Never heard of her. Okay, you're not alone, but I figure cloud chasing is her claim to fame. All right, so I look it up and stuff like that. So the next, let's do no, let me stop. Later on, if I have the energy, I'll do more recording. All right, the next one is about The Crown, which is Netflix, and Diana and Charles. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for what? Prayer for clarity. Let's do that. And support. I don't know why these are coming to me. Okay, give me the strength and clarity of mind to find my purpose and walk the path you've laid out for me. I trust your love, God, and know that you will heal this stress just as the sun rises each day against the dark of night. Please bring me clarity with the light of God. Okay, let's go to image. Let's do this one. Prayer for a clear mind. God Almighty, clear my mind as my thought run rampant in my head. Stress is getting the better of me. Help me to keep focus on you, Lord, making you the center of my life. All right, let's read something else. Let's do this one. Prayer for focus. Prayer for focus. Most High God, distractions seem to be everywhere this day and age. I cannot focus even to pray. I feel as though I am being pulled in a million directions at once. I cannot take the time to even spend with my family. Lord, remove this distraction from my life. Help me to focus and to get things done, that I may be able to serve you better. Amen. That's not hitting the... Let's do the first one. Pray for clarity. Quote, when we don't know how to navigate uncharted waters, give us your strength. When we are at a crossroad, guide us with your wisdom. I think this is better. I should have done this better at first because I saw it was little, so I didn't want to read a very short one, but I ended up reading 3. I think this one is better than all the other for what I was feeling at that time. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link you could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And there will be video 3, but it's gonna be later on today. But I want to get started with editing. It's 5:10 a.m. right now, and a few the kids are gonna get up, and there's gonna be noise anyway. So that's it for now.
For me, it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team. And you know, for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others and the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps having a distorted view.